Alright guys, we're going to show you how we make the beds here. So this will be a little tutorial. We'll take you step by step through the process. Some of the things are maybe a little bit unconventional because we've learned about some ways to save time and to do it faster. So first what we're going to do is we come to the bed that has been slept in and that needs to be remade.
Guest just checked out.
The guest has just checked out. The first thing we want to do is look at the duvet cover, which is this. And we want to make sure it looks clean because we don't change this every time. We sort of change it when we need to. So assuming that it looks good and it's
make sure
clean,
there's no stain or holes or whatever thing that you think like
food debris. Yeah. So this looks good, so we're gonna just take this off. Yep. I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, next we have pillows. Each bed, on a king size bed, you get 4 pillows. And each pillow has 2 pillowcases outside of the pillow. The reason we do that is the outside pillowcase we always change, and the inside pillowcase we do a visual check to make sure it's clean, and that way our pillows stay nicer and cleaner. And so we take the outside pillowcase off of each one, and we keep the pillows. Sorry to change. So all 4 pillowcases are off.
Yeah, so the inside pillowcase, we change it every 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on needs.
And the outside pillowcase change every
time. Yeah.
Okay, now we have 2 sheets. We have a top sheet, which has the square edges, square corners. And then we have a fitted sheet that goes right over the mattress. And this has the corner fitted sheet. So it takes these both off. And all this stuff is going to go into the laundry. And next, we pull out our clean fitted sheet, which is here. And Jenny and I are going to show you the 2-person technique here. And what you'll notice is the bed itself is not totally square. It's actually a little bit more narrow and a little bit longer. And so because of that, some of the sheets will fit better one way than the other. It's not a perfect square.
Yeah, so make sure you see in the fitted sheet that there is a corner here.
Yeah.
Make sure the corner actually tuck into the corner, and then you will have a very flat sheet.
Yep. Okay, that looks good. And as you go, you're checking to make sure there's no problems with the sheet as well. No stains, no hair, no food or other problems, rips or tears.
Yeah, and it is especially true on this front part because the guest's gonna see it, and it's very important if you see any debris or some things like that, pick it up.
Yeah, remove it as you go.
Yeah.
All right, next goes the top sheet. And the top sheet should actually be, this one has a pattern on one side. That should go down because we're gonna fold it over and you wanna have a nice finished appearance. And each top sheet will also have a top. So in this case, this is the top. It has a band that's bigger than any other part of the sheet. So you'll see the edges are just sort of thin like this, but the top has a band that always goes to the top sheet. Yeah. So we want to put this on the very top of the bed and give an equal amount of space on each side.
Both sides.
So in this case, Jenny and I each have maybe
Similar
almost
amount.
about a foot there.
Yeah, and then you want to park this side all the way to the top of the bed.
Yeah. And then we're gonna pull that down, nice and flat. And later we're gonna tuck that in. So, okay, looks good. Now, we have our bottom sheet, which is fitted. We have our top sheet. And then our standard order for the bed is next we would want to do a foam blanket. So
Yes, and this is especially true. Well, this for this part, you do it summer, winter.
Yeah.
You always have a blanket.
Yeah,
Unless it is like in the peak of the summer, then we have only duvet cover.
So this is our cooler weather format here. Okay, that goes all the way.
It's the same thing.
Almost to
You
the
make
very
sure
top.
each side is similar and all the way to the top. Make sure it's smooth.
Okay. Now so we have the bottom sheet, top sheet. We have the foam blanket, and then we have the regular blanket or duvet, as they call it. And this is going to go on top of all those.
And we only do this during winter time. So during summer, you can imagine with this, it's very hot.
Usually there would be a duvet cover that you would put the duvet inside, but in our case, in order to save time, because that is the most time-consuming part of the process, we're not going to do that.
We're going to put it on top.
Yeah.
And another reason why we like to put it on top is usually when people, you know, like have some food debris or stuff like that, it will be on the duvet cover. And so if it is separate like this, we can always just take this cover and bring it down to wash.
So here's the duvet cover, and you'll always know the bottom of the duvet has either a zipper or some buttons. So there's one side of the duvet that has a zipper or buttons, that's always going to be on the bottom here. Okay, so we get this on.
Make sure it's smooth.
Make sure it's smooth. Okay, now when it looks good, like this, the next step is we want to fold everything down to make it more presentable.
Yeah.
So to do that, we want to grab
Two-step process.
the top sheet like this and give it an initial fold like that. And we want to grab this and pull this over about a foot here.
Yeah, you want
And
to
that
pull it
gives us a nice-
tight on
yeah.
each side
Pull it tight and tuck it in.
and tuck it in.
Yeah. And sometimes the sheet is not quite long enough to go all the way tucked in. That's okay. Just do your best. Make it look as good as you can. And then follow the rest of the bedding around and tuck that in.
And here is one trick to make the corner look nice. You press it down like this, pull off like this, and then just rub it around. So the corner will look like nice. Put it all in. Very good.
Actually, take this outer edge in like this and give yourself just a nice tight little corner like that. Just so it looks sharp. Okay, now we're gonna put the pillows back on the bed.
Yeah, and before that, always visually check to see if there's any debris on it. Because like for example, for me, I have long hair. Sometimes during the making of the bed, hair might fall down and guests might think like, you didn't change the bed, you know, during when the guests checked out. But in fact we did. So make sure there's nothing before you put the pillows on top.
Alright, so for the pillows, we're just gonna take two, and you'll see that sometimes our pillowcases are a little bit different sizes. That's okay. What I like to do is fold the edges over like that first, just to make the pillow ready to go for the outer pillowcase. So in this case, I'm getting those two ready. We're gonna do those. And one little trick, I hate these types of pillowcases. Anyway, I like to fold the pillowcases inside out,
Yeah, which is what I'm doing. Fold it inside out.
and then you grab through the corners like this into the pillow, and then pull it over. Jenny's is going to be an easier because these are the lame style pillowcases.
So you can use your finger to poke these corners out, make it look good. For all the rest you have here, fold it back in. That's your pillow.
So in this case, we're going to do yours down first. These on the outside.
Sure.
Right. So we're going to place the pillows. We're going to fold whatever extra material on the pillowcase to the back, and then we're going to set these in the middle up against the back of the bed like this. Yep, try to get it as nice as you can.
It's possible.
Yep, looks good. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is, so we have two towels that are going to go down, and then before we put the towels down, we're going to put an extra blanket down. Okay, so for the blanket, the extra blanket, we want to fold that into a series of squares until we can put it down like this at the foot of the bed. Okay, and then we want to put two towels. Try to make sure the towels are matching. And
If you can, and also there's a trick to the towels, which is, you always wanted to fold it this way, with this inside this edge. Reason being, even if you don't have it perfect, it won't show.
go. And that is the bed. If you follow these simple 97 steps, you too can make a nice bed like this. Okay, once our bed has been made, we want to do our final list of checks in the room to make sure the room's ready to go for the guest. So first we want to look and see to make sure all the furniture has been put in the right place. So we have a sofa here in this case. This has been put back. Let's make sure the cushions are arranged appropriately. That looks good.
And also look for like all the surfaces. Make sure like if there's like hair or food debris or anything.
Yep, that should be
clear
sort of
that off
brushed.
first.
Yeah.
As a principle, always go from top to bottom. So clean off all the surfaces first. Even if it's on the floor, you can clean the floor later. It will save you a lot of time.
As far as windows, we want to make sure that the blinds are down. The windows are closed. So if the window is open, we want to make sure it's closed. As I said, furniture, this all looks good now. We want to check the garbage here.
Before we go to the garbage, the appliances should always be turned off. So if it is summer, AC should be off. If it is winter, the space heater should be off.
Yep. So we want to check the garbage. Usually people leave garbage behind, so we want to pull that out, put a fresh bag in there, make sure that's ready to go and nice and clean. Check the coffee maker.
Make sure it's clean. If the plant is too thirsty, give it a little bit of water.
In the coffee maker, if they made coffee, there will be usually coffee grounds in the basket. So we want to take this into the kitchen and usually wash the entire thing, the basket and the coffee pot. This all needs to be clean, ready to go.
And
open the microwave.
Yeah, make sure that it is clean. Usually if there's anything, it will be on here. So you want to get it out and have it cleaned if it is dirty. And last but not least, the fridge. So the fridge, you want to make sure like the surfaces are cleaned and also edges. Make sure this visually check that there's no debris. And sometimes the guests would turn it off, sometimes not. But make sure.
Want to turn it off.
Huh?
We always want to turn the fridge off.
And make sure there's no water. So I mean, you need to clean the surfaces, make sure it's clean, and at the same time, there's not like some standing water in the fridge.
All right. And now once we've got all these things finished, we want to clean the floors.
Before that, make sure if there is any drawers in a wardrobe or anything, make sure there's nothing in there. Yeah. So if there's like debris or something, clear it out. And that is usually especially true if a guest has been staying for a longer time, like a month or so, and that would mean that they probably have used any drawers.
Surfaces, any surfaces in the room. This could be, for example, this desk surface, the end tables, this table here. Basically anything that can possibly collect dust, you want to wipe that down.
You definitely want to do that first before you clean the floor.
Yeah.
Because if you clean the floor first, imagine all the dust that you wipe goes back down to the top, and you will need to clean after yourself. So we got it the hard way.
So at this point we've gone through, we've checked everything, it all looks good, the surfaces are clean. Now we would go through and we would either vacuum or sweep. Vacuum is preferred. And then once the floors have been swept or vacuumed, then we want to mop the floors. That's it.
Yeah, that would be
And
it.
the final step would be, Jenny will have some fragrance, like a spray, and we want to do a couple spritz of that over the bed before we walk out of the room. Yeah. And the lights should be turned off, and then we close the door on our way out.
Spray. And then turn off the lights.
And when the guest is ready to check in, if we know a time, for example, we might come back and turn the lights back on, especially if it's going to be nighttime, just to make it a little more inviting. So in that case, once we have a time